So the final is set. Novak Djokovic versus Jannik Sinner at the final of the ATP Tour Finals. Both had amazing semi-final victories, and now we get to see the rematch of the Green Group match. But will Djokovic get his revenge? And here they both are, Jannik Sinner on the left, Djokovic on the right. And we're going to go through Novak Djokovic first. And it was a supreme victory against Carlos Alcaraz in his semi-final. 6-3, 6-2 to reach his ninth ATP Finals final. What an impressive statistic. He has 6 victories in those finals. And I put out this one earlier on just to celebrate that as well. 9 final appearances. Pretty impressive. I think everyone would agree with that. And the match against Alcaraz, it was impressive. I mean, Alcaraz came out the trap super fast, firing winners past him, and had break points early in the first service game of Djokovic. But Djokovic just kept his calm and just eased his way into the match, started serving a lot better, and gradually ground down the Spaniard until it got to the point where he had the opportunity to break, found a chink in the armour, and then exploited it, and the errors flew off the backhand of Alcaraz, and Djokovic ended up taking the first set 6-3, and in the second set he just went into full-on domination mode. Alcaraz had a short little spell where he looked like he might be able to come back into it, but as soon as he was broken and Alcaraz was unable to break back and Djokovic held at 4-2, the writing was on the wall, and you sort of knew Djokovic was going to end up with a straight sets victory. And it was great to see. He had his children in the crowd. Stefan and Tara were there. And right at the end, Djokovic celebrating, and he sent a kiss over to his daughter Tara, and look at her smile. It was one of those beautiful sights you only get to see when the players have children they're going to watch, and it just seemed to re-energize Novak Djokovic today. It looked like the best version of Novak Djokovic, and Alcaraz, he played well to a point, but he would have had to have played his best ever match on indoor hardcourt to get past Djokovic today, and even that may not have been enough. And he spoke about his kids. He said, "My kids arrived, brought the luck, the confidence for tonight. I'm very happy they are here. They took 2 days off school. I hope they won't have any trouble with the teachers." It's great. I finished in 2 sets. Numero uno del mundo, Novak Djokovic. There he is, the number 1 in the world, and convincing. He seems to always raise the level now when those children are present. I feel that they just energize him. They take him to another level. He doesn't ever want to be seen to be defeated in front of them, and it was on show again tonight. He was incredible. And he was like the wall, he was like the GOAT, he was like everything that we come to expect from Novak Djokovic these days. Really, really inspirational. And he spoke about Carlos Alcaraz, and he said, regarding the match, I knew from the beginning it would be very intense. We have played 4 times, and he is one of the most complete players I've faced in my life. Very dynamic, very fast, capable of doing many things on defense and offense. It's a great victory for me. I served well when I should. It was almost a perfect match on my part. Yeah, exactly. And imagine how difficult that is for Carlos Alcaraz to go up against Djokovic when Djokovic believes he was playing the perfect match. Still great compliments there from Djokovic, because I'm sure he knows that Alcaraz will eventually become as good as probably what Djokovic is now on the indoor hard courts. Don't forget, Djokovic's first ever World Tour Finals, he won 0 matches. That's right, no matches. He lost them all. And Carlos Alcaraz has got to the semi-final in his first ever one. So I think we've got to give him a round of applause for that. A very valiant effort, and going up against, well, the greatest to do it. And he gave a good account of himself to a point, but Djokovic, just a machine. And we have Bastian Fachen saying no one has ever beaten Djokovic twice in the same tournament. Is Jannik Sinner the chosen one? I like this picture of him as well. Looks very young and fresh-faced, doesn't he? Well, it takes us on nicely to Jannik Sinner, who Djokovic spoke about here, saying he's been playing fantastic tennis, arguably the best tennis of his life. On this stage against the top 10 players, we played 7-6 in the third, a very close match the other night, and the atmosphere was unbelievable, electric, obviously. I don't expect anything less than that, probably even more loud than what we had in the group stage matchup. It's the final. I've been in this situation many times before. I'm happy with the way I'm playing and feeling. Hopefully I can deliver my A game tomorrow. Well, if he does, then Jannik Sinner's going to be in for a real battle. But he had a real battle in his semi-final against Daniil Medvedev, and Daniil didn't look like he was able to cope with Jannik Sinner in the first set, but in the second set started to turn it on a bit. The level dropped a bit from Sinner, and then Medvedev was able to capitalise, took the set on a tie-break. But this is the new reformed Jannik Sinner. He took the third set dominant, 6-1. I mean, he's just ever improving. It didn't seem like it was in any doubt that he was going to win this match, and he did it in style. I think a very, very competent performance. Also, getting into the final means he is the first ever Italian to make it to the ATP Tour Finals Final, and describing him in 2 words, just wow. That's all I can say. It is wow moments constantly from Jannik Sinner on the tennis court. Medvedev had some nice words to say about him. He said, I genuinely believe if he plays like this, like he played the last weeks, all the time, he's going to have slams and be number 1 in the world. Then it comes to how many weeks, how many slams, stuff like this. Sometimes this wave ends. The question is, how often is he going to ride it? When he's not on the wave, how good he plays. That's the way tennis is. But at the moment, he is very, very good. And there's not much more to add. Yeah, definitely. Daniil knows it better than most, and he's lost 3 times in a row now to Jannik Sinner. He's lost 2 finals and a semi-final. So big matches, and I'm sure they'll have more in the coming year. And this is just a reaction to him being the first Italian man to become a finalist at the ATP Finals. Listen to this Italian crowd. They're cheering for new history. They're cheering for their new sporting hero. They're cheering for a new age of Italian tennis. And there is the man himself, arms aloft, soaking it all in. I mean, how things change in a year. We knew that Jannik Sinner was destined for great stuff, but is he surpassing what everybody even maybe thought last year? And this is a big statistic for him. He has now won his last 6 matches in a row against top 5 players. He beat Alcaraz in Beijing semi-finals, Medvedev in Beijing final, Rublev in the Vienna semi-final, Medvedev in the Vienna final, Djokovic in the ATP Finals round robin, and now Medvedev in the ATP Finals semi-final. So the great run continues. And Jannik Sinner since Wimbledon, this is just a list of some of the players that he's beaten. He had 5 wins in a row there, eventually losing to Djokovic. Then he had another 4 wins in a row, lost to Lajovic. 3 wins in a row, lost to Zverev. Then 7 wins in a row, then lost to Shelton. And then the latest one, he's just won 10 matches in a row, and he is now 29-4, 87.87% on this run at the moment. Unbelievable. He's definitely up there. I'd say he's probably the second best player in the world at the moment in this second half of the year. The stats don't lie, do they? He's in form. And this is what he had to say about all of the attention. They said, you're not far from becoming a sports star in Italy, even the world. Are you ready to change your stature and to become a star? Not able to walk the street unnoticed. And Jannik said, no, I guess it's part of what I do, no? The only issue is that I have red hair, so it's easy to recognize me. Things change when I have a cap on, so it's good. But still, I'm not looking for, attention off the court. If people recognize me, it's a good feeling. It's a nice feeling. I guess it's a good problem to have in one way. In the other way, sometimes when you want to go out and eat something normally in a restaurant, it's also a bit different. I think it's a good problem to have in one way. Honestly, I don't care so much how famous I am, because I always have done normal things. I'm a normal boy or man, becoming a man now. There are some things that change, but in the other way, it's all good. Well, I'm glad that he's finally acknowledged that he is becoming a man now, and his tennis performances definitely show Jannik Sinner is mixing with the best. Let's have a look at the head-to-head, and as we know, coming into the tournament, it was 3-love in favour of Novak Djokovic. Now it is 3-1, and there are the times they played, and it was Monte Carlo, Djokovic won in 2021, Wimbledon in 2022, the 5-setter, then in 2023, Wimbledon again in the semi-final, but straight sets for Djokovic, and then the latest one, it is Jannik Sinner with a 3-hour, 8-minute win over Djokovic in the Tour Finals group stage. What is going to happen in this final? Let's get on to my prediction. So, I'll give you how I think this match is going to go. I think it's going to be a very, very good match again. I don't think there's any doubt in that. The crowd are going to be on the edge of their seat. They're going to be roaring. Djokovic is going to have his family there. There's going to be there's going to be Julie there. There's going to be Nole fam, a small section. It's almost like the away fans in a football stadium. They're going to be a noisy little crowd, but the whole stadium is going to be rocking. And I think we're going to see a tie break. First set is tie break. I've got this feeling. These two, they're in incredible form. Djokovic has just pushed himself now a bit higher on the level, and I think we're going to see a first set tie break. And I think we're going to see Jannik Sinner take the first set tie break, and then we're going to get a second set where I think he's going to realise, on my word, I'm one set away from being the ATP Tour Finals champion and claiming the maximum points and prize money. And Djokovic is going to take the second set with a singular break. So it's probably going to be like a 6-3 or a 6-4. Then we're going to go into the decider. And I think it's going to go down to the wire again. I think Djokovic will be up a break early in this third set. Jannik Sinner is going to rally the troops and come back and get to, I think it's going to be around 4-all. And they're going to go fighting. It's going to go 5-all. And then we're going to go into the proper business end. And I think it's going to be decided by a singular break. And I think Novak Djokovic is going to get it. I said it before and I say it again. 2023 is the revenge tour for Novak Djokovic. He got his revenge in Australia. He got his revenge in America. Now, he's been defeated by Jannik Sinner in the group stage, and he will get his revenge in Turin. But that's my prediction. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section below, and let me know your prediction. Do you think it's just going to be Jannik Sinner? He finally goes and does it and wins at home in Italy in front of the home crowd? Or does Djokovic just play his best tennis again in front of his family and gets that win, gets number 7 World Tour Finals, ready to celebrate 400 weeks at World number 1 on Monday? I want to know all your thoughts, and if you haven't already, hit a like on this video, subscribe, and please join us for the match, because I cannot wait. See you for it.